Well, good day, everybody. This is Chris back again with the Ancient Scholar. And in this video, I think you'll find this particular video to be of great importance if you are studying or preparing to take the new National Registry certification exam that will roll out on or after 1 July 2024. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a sample of the testing experience. I want to be very clear that this was developed by the National Registry of Emergency Medical Technicians. This is not material that I have developed, and I am using this solely for the purpose of its educational value, and I have no specific relationship with the National Registry of Emergency Medical Technicians. So again, this is not my material or content, but I am simply using this for the purpose of educating you and giving you, taking you through this and using it to facilitate familiarity with the new exam. All right, so I will also provide links to this, so if you want to use it or you want to send this to somebody who is preparing, they and you will have the necessary ability to access this content. So this is a complete collection of sample items. These are not the actual items that you are going to encounter, but rather these are going to be a reflection of what you will potentially encounter when you take the examination. It has the same user interface, functionality, and item formats used in the examination itself. All right. And there will be at least one item covering each of the content domains that will be assessed in the actual examination. All right. This is, again, intended solely to introduce you to the type of items that you may see, and this is not a substitute for studying or having familiarity with the content and the general content areas. And if you want to know what kinds of content and what content areas are being tested on this exam, I have talked about that in some detail in prior videos, and you can reference those in this playlist. All right, so you see that I've got end exam here and I've got next arrow here, so we're going to select next. All right, and this is just taking us through the different options. So this is that standard multiple choice item that I've talked about. You will still see lots of multiple choice questions. All right. So you'll select your answer, right? So this just asks which of the following is a type of fruit, and then A, B, C, D, and only one of these is correct or most correct, and you select that, and then you go next, all right? The next one is a multiple response, all right? So this is one of the new technology enhanced items. So you are asked a question, and then it will ask you to either select 2 or 3 options from a list of 5 or 6 options, right? And so you can see that you have to select 3 options in this case, because it asks you to select 3 answer options that are correct. Bop, 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 and then you hit next. All right. So this is going to be talking about scenario-based items, all right? So you're going to have several reading passages or scenarios with items based on each. And when you run into these situations where you have a scenario, and often this scenario is going to start en route, and you're going to have some questions, some items that are going to cover the en route situation, and then what occurs on scene, and then what occurs after the scene, or what we call post-scene, often during transport. And so you're going to have in the examination prompt on your computer screen, you're going to have something that looks like this with little tabs, a tab that says en route, a tab that says scene, and a tab that says post scene. And you can click these, and that will provide you with information. So as you are working through the question, if you want to reference information about the en route, you can click on that even if you're currently on scene. All right, and you can click on that, and that will give you some information about what happened en route. All right, so that's what this is familiarizing you all with, and we'll see how this works here in a little bit. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit next. All right, these are options box items. All right, so here is one example of the format that you're going to run into. So this asks which of the animals below are reptiles. Select two animals that are reptiles. All right, so here is essentially your list of animals, and then here is reptile, and then you just need to select the two, in this case it'd be a snake and an alligator, that are considered reptiles. All right, now they can get a little more complex with that, and here you have two different options. All right, and so this asks which of the animals listed below are mammals and which are reptiles. So it's asking you to categorize this list of animals into two different concepts, mammals and reptiles. All right, so the snake is a reptile, alligator's reptile, and then the horse, the whale, and the mouse here would fall under the mammal category. So this is just an extension of the one that we saw up here. All right, here is the build list item that we talked about. All right, and this may present several items such as interventions, treatments, actions, patient cues, conditions, injuries, etc. All right, so what you have to do is you have to build a list. So in this particular example here, it asks in what chronological order did the 3 dates listed below occur? All right, so here are the 3 dates, and what this is asking you to do is list them in chronological order, right? So we take these and we're going to list them from first to last. So January 1st, 1901 occurred first, and then July 4th, 1954 occurred second, and then December 20th, 2015 is the most recent, or the one that occurred last. All right, drag and drop items. All right, so this is an example of a drag and drop. So this is asking to which human body system do the 3 structures below belong. All right, so essentially you have these structures, and then you have to click on it and drag it over to the system that it belongs. For example, the femur, I'd click on that and drag it over and drop it onto the musculoskeletal system. Capillaries, I'd click on it and then I'd drag them over and drop them onto the cardiovascular system. And then the bronchioles, I'd click on that and drag it over and drop it onto the respiratory system. And you can see that is what we have done here. All right, so that's an introduction to the new items. There's some additional information that you're going to see on the actual test. You'll have a time icon in the upper right corner, up over here. All right, which indicates how much time you have remaining in the exam. Remember, you will have a total of 3.5 hours. But if the exam determines that you have met competency or you have failed to establish competency, the exam can stop prior to the 3.5 hours. So 3.5 hours is the maximum amount allotted time. All right. In this particular example, we'll have 1 hour to complete these sample items. All right, and then question. The current question is also displayed in the right top corner, and it is a little icon that looks like this. It has these three little horizontal lines. You will also have an on-screen calculator that is available. So you will have a built-in calculator, and I'll reference that here in a little bit. You'll have a zoom text option. All you need to do is press Control+ on the keyboard to zoom in, right? So if you're looking at an ECG strip, for example, you can zoom into that by pressing Control+ on the keyboard. And then to zoom out, you just press Control- at the same time on the keyboard. All right, and then help, there is a help tutorial, and there is a little help tab that'll be in the lower left corner of the screen. All right, so that is the tutorial and the introduction to these test items. And in the next video, we will go ahead and we will work through this practice exam so you can get a feel for how it will actually work when you are taking the examination. All right, hopefully you found this video helpful. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you in the next one.